Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Nerdpocalypse Podcast. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
All right, guys, we are back after our little hiatus. Unfortunately, Terrence is not here, and that is my fault. He was going to come back this week, but I told him that we are going to be talking Superman and spoilers for that, so he hasn't seen it yet, so I did not want him to have it ruined because he's pretty excited to see it. So that's the only reason why Terrence isn't here. You can blame me. So a little bit different format for this week's episode. We have one story and then we're going to do checked out and then we're going to talk about Superman, spoilers and all, our thoughts on it. Where is the DCE or DCU going? All the shit you hear from everybody, but our unique take and thoughts on the film. So if you have not seen Superman, when we get to Superman, just understand it is going to be a spoiler conversation. I will remind people of that, so you can turn it off if you hadn't seen it yet. All right, so the only story this week that we're going to talk about is the Emmy nominations. They came out. And it's pretty... I don't know that I'm all that surprised, to be honest. This is a kind of a banger year for television. I mean, as has been the last number of years. Leading actor in a drama series, Sterling K. Brown for Paradise, Gary Oldman for Slow Horses, Pedro Pascal for The Last of Us, Adam Scott for Severance, and Noah Wyle for The Pit. Any thoughts on that grouping?
I mean, I've only seen two of those movies or shows, and look, Sterling K. Brown is good in everything, even bad movies like that Predator movie, like.
He was the best part.
He was, and but that show is like that show is kind of, it's fine. I think it's from the This Is Us people, and it's dumb people will think it's smart. You know what I mean?
Oh,
it's one of those shows.
You liked it. You thought it was great.
It's fine. I liked it enough to finish it, and I have said on many occasions I'm a dummy. So The Last of Us, I'm assuming Pedro Pascal is just as good as he was last season.
He was very good in this season. Yeah,
and Adam Scott, I'm pulling for him. I like Severance a lot, and as far as I'm concerned, it can win all of the awards.
It was nominated for the most of any show, by the way.
Ah, good.
So yeah, it really crushed it. Look, Noah Wyle also for The Pit. I've seen The Pit, Severance, and The Last of Us. I've only seen a little bit of Slow Horses, so I can't comment, especially on the later seasons. And I haven't seen Paradise. For me, it's probably out of Adam Scott and Noah Wyle. I mean, look, I also think Pedro Pascal is really great in The Last of Us. I hate to do this because I don't like when people do this with awards, but like Pedro Pascal has so many opportunities to win Emmys and Oscars at this point because he's in so many great things. I don't need him to be in this category, right? Like I just don't. Not to say that he doesn't deserve it. You know what I mean? Just as like a logistical kind of thing.
He don't need to win. He
just doesn't need to win. Like, dude, you were crushing it in Hollywood right now. Like you're everywhere and good in everything, quite honestly. So I really like Adam Scott for Severance. Like that's really good. I got to tell you, and I thought he was really great in this season. There's a part of me that's kind of pulling for Noah Wyle. Not because I think The Pit is a better show than Severance. I actually don't think it's a better show. But Noah Wyle is kind of a cool comeback story, right? Because he was on ER for a long time and then kind of didn't do a lot, like certainly not like on anybody's radar. And here he comes with this medical drama again, and it is great. And he was fucking excellent in that first season. He really was. So it would be kind of dope. I would be fine with either one of them winning, but there's a little bit of me that like, I like a comeback story. I would love, I like to see Noah Wyle take that though. Lead actress in a drama series, Kathy Bates in Matlock, Sharon Horgan in Bad Sisters, Britt Lower in Severance, Bella Ramsey in The Last of Us, and Kerry Russell in The Diplomat.
Are they classifying Bella Ramsey as a woman? Yeah, I thought Bella Ramsey was non-binary.
Yeah, that's a good question.
That's
That's an interesting little
Yeah.
conundrum. How do you handle that one?
Yeah. I mean, they did it. No, you're an actress.
Yeah, like how are you going to make that decision? Like, nah, I'm getting this. Like, but I didn't want that. Like, nah, but you did though. Like, you say you don't want that Emmy? Well, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying maybe you just like. That's a sticky wicket. Actually, that's kind of an interesting
I'm just
thing.
curious. I'm either way. I'm not. But it's just
He's
I'm
not
just
my
curious.
choice anyway. Yeah,
yeah. Look, I don't know who I would pick here. I've only seen Bad Sisters and Severance, and Sharon Horgan is good in Bad Sisters, but this season of Bad Sisters was not as good as the first season.
Nah, somebody should have won for the first season. I'll give you that, but not for the second one.
The second season is not. It didn't do it like the first season did.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, the woman for Severance, Britt Lower. I don't. No, I don't.
Even because she plays essentially a dual role, right? Maybe I don't know. I'm with you. I don't necessarily see it. I think Adam Scott really kind of put this season on his back.
I think the actress who played Gemma should be there more than
that one episode, the backstory episode. Come on, man.
That fucking episode broke my heart, dude. Like that shit was heavy. I'm thinking about it right now. I'm like, let's just move on. What is her name? Daishin Lockman. If anybody on that show, as far as an actress, I would give it to her. 100%. I would nominate her over Britt Lower. So we'll see. I don't really have a dog in that race. I just don't. All right, let's get to the thing that matters. Drama series. Andor, The Diplomat, The Last of Us, Paradise, The Pit, Severance, Slow Horses, The White Lotus. Oof, that's a murderer's row. Like that's tough, man. That's tough.
It is. I feel like The White Lotus is on here just because it's an HBO show.
I feel like. Thank you. I'm like, why is this here? It feels like a default slot. They're like, is there a new season of The White Lotus? Fucking just put it on there.
Yeah, look. This is coming from someone who really liked the first 2 seasons of The White Lotus. But the third season kind of meandered. It kind of took its time, and I was like, well, maybe I'm just kind of out of it. No, that's pretty much the consensus from all the fans, right? And the to the point where the creator was like, "What? I'm edging you guys. I'm edging you." Like, all right.
I don't need that. I can do that myself.
Calm down, buddy. All right, but at the same time, like, let's pick up the pace a little bit. Yeah. You know what I mean? And to his credit, like the last episode is kind of gives you what you need, but yeah, it took a really, really long time to get there. So that wasn't that it wasn't that great to me. Paradise, like I said, man, Paradise is the first episode is very, very intriguing because it has a really cool twist, but then it's just another show, and I can't believe they're doing a season 2 of this. It just doesn't. It's a fine show. I don't know if I'll watch season 2. Last of Us, apparently everybody hated the second season.
I didn't.
Yeah, well, we know why people hated the second season.
Yeah, I know. It's very like I thought it was actually pretty good television.
So Andor, look, Jay and I got into a debate about Andor and it's why people it all started from someone else, right? Someone was making a poor comment about like why Andor doesn't get the respect that it deserves.
Oh yeah, that video was dumb.
That video was dumb. But I think Andor is not getting the respect it deserves because I think the person was like, I see where that person was coming from. She was like, well, if it was on HBO, it would be getting all the awards, right? And I can kind of see that because Disney Plus is not where you think about going for prestige television.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
But at the same time, like, I think your point was people might not be giving it any credit because it's a Star Wars property.
Yes.
And and I see where that comes from also, because like when you think Star Wars, you don't think like prestige television, right?
No.
You barely think these days, you barely think good movie. Right?
I mean, you're not wrong.
When I think Star Wars, I think asshole fans first and foremost.
Yeah, no, you do. I do.
So Andor is kind of behind the 8 ball, but look, I'm here for an upset. Look, Andor was really good, man.
Look,
it really was.
Here's the thing. And I hate to say that again. This is another like logistical fucking way of looking at awards. And again, I don't really care about award shows at all. I don't watch them. But this feels like it could, if Andor upsets, this feels like a Lord of the Rings thing, right? Like they didn't give Lord of the Rings any real recognition except for the Nerd Awards. Like, oh, it was great lighting. Like, congratulations, thanks. Yeah, we know. Okay. They didn't give it like Best Picture or what have you until the last movie, because it's like, look, we know this is a massive technical achievement. Everybody is fucking raving about how good these movies are. So this is their last chance of getting it, right? Like, it's either now or you never get recognized. And I feel like because Andor is done and it's two seasons, it's done. It is creatively excellent. It's not just like popular with fans, right? It's like legitimately everybody's like, no, this show is fucking great. I feel like maybe they might throw an upset and be like, you know what? It's not that it doesn't deserve it, but here is an absolute last opportunity to give it its flowers. And that could happen. Because it didn't get its flowers in the first season, but the second season just turned it. The first season's really, really good. That second season turned it on in a way that I don't think people even expected. I mean,
the first season, I saw people with poor attention spans complaining that it was slow, and I will give you that. It is a slow burn. But this season, I think, found the right balance of very slow burn, methodical, science fiction that gives you moments of like rebelliousness, right? Like action, right? The shot in the arm to keep you awake or whatever. I'm here for an upset, but it ain't. I don't think it's beating Severance, man. I really don't.
That's a hard run. That's a hard run. Like I do think Severance is likely to take it.
Which would be wild. Which would be wild in its own right, because Severance is like it's not a hard. It's not a hard concept to understand, but it is not what I thought people would like gravitate to.
Okay, I'm going to say this, and I'm saying this to be as mean as possible. This show is too smart for most Americans. I gotta tell you, it is, yo. Most Americans are dumb. Like, look, you know what the most popular show on TV is? Fucking Yellowstone. Okay, like that's what Americans are watching. Like some fucking giddy up cowboy fucking modern shootout western show, right? Which is fine, right? The action seems cool. I don't give a fuck about it, but that's cool. But yeah, you're right. Like the fact that if Severance wins, people are gonna be like, really? Okay, that's wild to me. But look, as a mega nerd and a huge fan of that show, I would love it. And hopefully that would like pull more people to watch it. But it's really smart. Like smart TV generally does not resonate. It just doesn't. I mean, people go, oh, well, there's Breaking Bad's a smart show or The Sopranos is a smart show. Sure. But it's also about
that's about
gangsters and drug dealers.
And shit. You're right.
Right. Like it can be a smart show, but it's like, it's about dumb shit. Like, you know what I mean? It kind of is. where Severance is a smart show about smart shit. Like, yeah, you're talking about bifurcating people's minds and like, what does that do to them psychologically? And how do those worlds? That's a lot. That's a lot for people to go, hey, is Yellowstone on? Like, I'm just saying, like, I'm being a dick, but I'm just saying, if Yellowstone's your favorite show, it's wild that you also like Severance. And there's nothing wrong with it, but I'm just saying. So, yeah, I kind of like, look, I'm rooting for that. I'm also rooting for The Pit, and I'm rooting for Andor. If any of the three of those win, that's pretty good for me. I do like that. So, look, just quickly, comedy series are up. Abbott Elementary, The Bear, Hacks, Nobody Wants This, Only Murderers in the Building, Shrinking, The Studio, and What We Do in the Shadows. Hacks is really, really good. I don't know if people have seen that. You showed it.
I think it won last year.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It's excellent. The Bear is weirdly labeled as a comedy. Also excellent. I really, really enjoyed this season a lot. I thought it was great. And then Abbott Elementary, also great. So I don't know anything about Nobody Wants This. I'm not caught up on Only Murderers in the Building. Shrinking is very good, and I've only seen a little bit of The Studio, and What We Do in the Shadows is also good, but I'm not caught up on that either. What are your thoughts on that category? And then we'll move on.
I mean, it's probably going to Hacks, right? The Bear is really good, but I don't know. I haven't finished the season of I haven't finished this particular season of The Bear. Yeah, I think it's Hacks. I wouldn't mind Shrinking. I really like Shrinking. I like these like Apple TV, positivity, like working on one's self shows.
Yeah. Apple TV's kind of crushing it. I'm not gonna lie. They're kind of crushing.
Look, when they first came out, man, I mean, I think everybody was like, get the fuck out of here with your fucking Apple TV.
Yeah, like what is this?
Right.
Yeah, it turns out like it was really good stuff.
Yeah, it turns out like this evil corporation is throwing its money around to make good art. Like,
I think they spend $1 billion a year on their shows, but it shows though. One, that's an insane amount of money, but at the same time, they're really producing really great content. Like they really,
yeah, especially in the science fiction space, man. They're adapting hard ass sci-fi, bro. Like
I really need to get into Foundation. It looks so good. I just for some reason I just haven't. But yeah, Foundation, Severance. I mean, I talked about that show. It's not sci-fi, obviously, but I talked about that show, Dope Thief, a couple weeks ago. Fucking excellent. And there's a new Apple TV show I'll talk about when we get to Checked Out. Like also great. So
good, because I told my wife about it, and I'm like, we should watch this. But yeah, I'm glad to now. I can tell her, oh look, Jay watched it. Now we gotta hurry up. We gotta keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah. Well, I gotta call the other Jones that lives in my house and be like, watch this, because my wife was like freaked out by it. I was like, it's not a horror show. I mean, there's some things that you're like, that's a bit rough, but it's not a horror show. But we'll talk about it. All right, so we're going to jump into Checked Out now. And again, this is the rest of the show. Superman is the last bit of Checked Out, and then we're just going to fucking talk about that. All right, Checked Out. Just quickly, I'm putting these in the same section. I put it at the top because I want to get through it fast. I watched The Accountant and The Accountant 2. I had never seen these movies. Look, The Accountant is a very largely serious movie. And people often say, oh, it's about like autism Batman, right? Everything about this movie that deals with him as a kid with autism is dumb and offensive. Okay, I'm just a point of fact, it's dumb and offensive. If you go, oh, I didn't think it was offensive, it's because they shoot a lot in the movie and now those parts are awesome. Okay, like once he becomes an adult, no problems. Like, hell yeah. But like the way in which they handle like autism is, you're not supposed to use the R word. It's ridiculous. Okay. Like that's the way I can say it. If somebody has a problem with flashing lights and loud noises, you can't put that person in that situation and they just wean themselves through it by just like, that's not how that works. Like, okay, my son has this problem. Well, we'll just overexpose him to it, and then he'll just beat it and become like a fucking Batman. That's not how that
adapt.
works. He'll adapt. People's brains don't work like that. Like, who have ASD, that's not okay. That's offensive. Like that pissed me off. I was like, that's not a thing, right? This is just not a thing. The Accountant 2, however, is a movie where all of the principal actors forgot that they were in The Accountant 1. Like, 'cause that's what it feels like to me. Spoiler alert, if you've never seen The Accountant, Ben Affleck's character has autism, right? And there is like, he's got like a handler type person, like the Oracle, like, you know, like the Oracle, like from Batman comics, right? She's the woman in the chair type of thing, right? She's like, hey, you gotta go here, you know, yada, 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 right? And it's like a digital voice, right? So you don't know who the woman is, like a digital British woman's voice. So you don't know who she is. You come to find out at the end of The Accountant 1 that it is a woman who has like severe autism, like nonverbal autism, that she's actually the woman. Like, she's quite brilliant with computers, so she uses a program to speak to him, right, over the phone. So, like, oh, okay, that's kind of like, it's an interesting sort of thing. Like, it's weird that they happen to have two autistic savants. They just happen to become friends. It's like, it's like one in 10,000, 1 in 100,000 people with autism, probably even less, that are savants. But sure, both of them are savants. Cool. He's Batman and she's a fucking computer genius. Got it. They work together. Fuck it. Sure. The second movie, I watched this first movie and I laughed to myself, and I literally said out of my own mouth alone, I was like, there's a team of autistic savants? That's fucking dumb. Well, boy, was I in for a shock when I watched the second movie, and there's shit going on, and they're like, oh, we need to do something. And at this same place where the first woman, who is the savant, is, you now come to find out that, because it's like a home for autistic kids, right? But she's the only adult that's there, that because her autism is so severe. But you find out in the second movie, sorry to spoil it, that all the kids, she has a fucking menagerie of other autistic savant hacker kids, like 10 of them, and they're all working together. And so, like, Ben Affleck's out in the field, and they're like, oh, he's like, I need a facial recognition on this person. And she's like, no problem. And she's like, Billy, handle this. And there's like Billy and Susie and Johnny, and there's like 10 kids, and they're all like, yeah, oh, we found it. Like, no problem. They all nonverbal, for the most part, nonverbal, autistic savant hacker team. What the fuck? That's offensive, dude. That's ridiculous.
I can't look.
That's ridiculous.
I can understand wanting to turn what is a perceived negative from a certain group of people into a positive. I believe that people have the best of intentions. I'm gonna need you guys to do a little bit of research. Like, I'm gonna need to, look. The what's the name of that John Krasinski movie where you can't talk, or the aliens will get you, the monsters will get you?
Oh, fuck! I don't remember.
He has
a Quiet Place, right?
A Quiet Place, yes. He has a daughter in that movie that is hearing impaired. She's deaf, and the actor is deaf. And I think they do a better job of, the deafness is not a superpower, right?
He's not dared.
But because she is deaf, that leads to that leads to events. He creates a hearing aid for her, and it turns out that hearing aid is the thing that could help them against the monsters, right? So the deafness, while at first seems like they don't even make it seem like a hindrance, right? Like, it's just a part of this character. And because if that person was not deaf, then they wouldn't have created the hearing aid. They wouldn't have created which found the frequency. Like, it is like, oh, it turns out perceived negatives aren't that, right? Which is fine. It's great even.
Yeah.
This in The Accountant, I'm not saying you can't have autistic characters. I'm just saying we don't have to. They can be real. They can be real. Yeah, I mean, in this movie that is somewhat grounded, like if it's a comic book movie, if it's a superhero movie, right, where do whatever, right? I'm a big fan of Daredevil, right? Like,
right. For a blind guy, he's doing a lot. He's doing a lot.
He's doing a lot for someone who can't see, right? Like, he's like, whatever, bro. Okay, but whatever.
He always seems to manage to pick fucking 10s for girlfriends. I noticed that. This nigga's not blind. He's not blind. He's like Stevie Wonder. It's a lie.
Right. Like, come on. He's legally blind. Okay. he can see, guys. But that's a comic book movie. This movie, these movies, you know, fantasy, they are grounded in a more realistic world.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like there aren't, you know, savants out there.
10%.
But like you found 10%. You found all of them? You found all of them?
They all in the same house. They all in the same house.
You found all of them. Okay.
And their certain savant skill is the same. It's all hacking, which is insanity. I was like, what are we talking about right now? Like, I'll and if it feels like I'm bagging on these movies, I am, but I also enjoyed them both, right? Like, I'd be like, oh, they're making an Accountant 3. I'll watch it when it comes to Prime. I ain't going to the theater to see this stupid shit, but I'll go watch it. Look, like, Ben Affleck's character is like super cold and, you know, obviously a bit standoffish because he has ASD, and that's totally fine in the first one. In the second one, he's just beating niggas up in the open. You're like, you were supposed to be like this accountant that nobody knew to. He just, like, they go to a factory and there's a bunch of factory workers around. He just breaks this guy's arm and just beats the shit up. And I was like, did you see the first movie? Like, what the fuck are we doing right now? And so the movies are dumb. John Bernthal is like a, you know, he's him, right? Like, he's like a badass or whatever. The second movie, he's having fun. He's laughing it up. Like, he's just being himself. Like, he's a much more serious character in the first movie. He's just bebopping and scatting all over the place in the second movie. And he's having fun. And you know what? When John Bernthal's on screen shooting people, I'm also having fun. So I'm not mad about it. It's just really funny. Like, if you watch them back to back, you're like, who wrote the same person could not have possibly written the script for both of these movies. Like, it's just wild. So yeah. Look, if you have not seen The Accountant and The Accountant 2, sure, why not? If you're like, I don't think I'm going to watch those movies, sure, why not? This is equally as reasonable of a response to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's wild. You watched F1. I'm very jealous. I have not had time to see this.
Yeah, I have watched. I did watch F1. So we were gone because I drove to Florida, and you know, it wasn't like we had a good time, but the part of Florida that we went to is not, it ain't Miami. It ain't even Orlando. It's, you know, it's like the middle of Florida. There's not really much to do. So we went there and we saw a couple movies. And look, I'm a snob when it comes to the theater going experience, right? I want certain seats. I want certain screens. I want certain times. And I want certain people to be quiet, right? And I didn't get any of that.
I knew that was
coming. The screen was small, the audio was terrible, and the screen was slightly backlit. It was not a good movie going experience for this movie and the next movie that I'm going to talk about, but F1 as a movie is very, very fun. Look, you like sports movies, right?
I do, and I don't give a fuck about sports, which is the weirdest thing.
But I get it, because like sports movies aren't about sports. they're about human beings persevering.
Yeah,
right?
that's it.
And that's what this is. So this is a sports movie crossed with Top Gun. It's pretty much Top Gun on the ground.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Like, yeah. No notes.
Like,
this is great.
Brad Pitt plays
Maverick.
Sonny Hayes, and he's essentially just Maverick. He's perfect. He's a Gary Sue, right? He can do no wrong. And when he does do something wrong, he immediately adapts and is just the best at it, right? And he's like a racer mercenary, right? Who comes in and just helps teams win. And his buddy, played by Javier Bardem, he owns an F1 team.
Yeah.
And he's like, guys, we've always finished last. Always. Sonny, I need you. You're the only one that can help us win. Right. And
they always finish last. Jesus, like not even third.
Right, last.
Look, spoiler alert, if you're in F1 and you're in the last place, no driver is getting you to first place. Okay, that's not how that's
you don't know Sonny Hayes.
Well, you know what? Fair enough.
Look, I won't go too deep into the story, but just know that Brad Pitt's character is teamed up with Damson Idris, who plays Joshua Pierce, who is a hotshot rookie who drives for the team. And, you know, he's a rival. And I wonder if Sonny and JP are going to butt heads in the beginning, but then get, you know, see the good in each other at the end. I wonder if that's going to happen.
At any point in the movie, does Sonny and JP at any point in the movie does the audience find out that somehow Sonny stopped JP from entering F1 at a certain point because he made a deal with his mother because he really respects him, and then in the end they come together, but like outside of the cars, and they're mad at each other, but then they gotta come. Like, I'm just wondering.
I mean, have you seen the movie?
Hey, here's the thing: if the plot was almost identical, like but in a racing perspective to Top Gun Maverick, I'd be like, I still love this movie. Like, I wouldn't even.
It is, though. It really is.
Is his nickname Rooster or some other bird-like name? That's fine. It's fine. Look, if that's what Joe Kosinski is doing, dude, nobody is there. Look, nobody's there for the story. We're there for the team up, the conflict, the team up, and the balls to the wall fucking action shots of the racing. That's what that's what they're there for.
And that's exactly what you get. Look,
that's all I want.
This movie is a movie ass movie. It is a movie ass movie starring a movie ass movie star and a young up and coming movie ass movie star.
Yeah.
And
okay.
It's being funded by one of the biggest companies in the world, and it's about the second most popular sport in the world. It is a movie for a mass audience, right? And it's great. It's like, great, man.
It's just like it's shooting fish in a fucking barrel. Really? Did it do well,
man?
Like, of course.
like I need like the way that the camera is positioned and in the cockpit of the car. I was worried that you were not going to get feel a sense of racing speed in this movie. Like everything, I was wrong, right? Like you really do feel it. You really do feel the speed. You really do feel the crashes. You really feel like you are in there, and it is white knuckle, and you feel the team aspect of F1. It's just a great movie that I really, really wish I saw on a halfway decent screen.
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now. Because the chances of me seeing that movie are low, unfortunately. My screen at home is 100 inches diagonal.
It's better than what I guarantee you. Your screen at home is better than the screen.
I'm just waiting. I'm just gonna wait to see it there. Like it'll be on Apple probably rather quickly because they own it. Like they're gonna be like, get that shit fucking Apple TV, of course, right? So that's fine. I'll just watch it there. I got to tell you, I saw like when that first trailer came out, I was like, oh, and it's done by Joe Kosinski Joseph Kosinski. I was like, oh, this is gonna be fucking dope. It's gonna feel really good. And then I saw the action sequences, like the racing perspectives. Look, I said this when the first trailer dropped. I know that it'll feel like really intense because they're using the same methods that they used on that Netflix show Drive to Survive, right? Which is about F1, which you would like because like you get the kind of the fun like back end of the sport too, like the drama of the sport, which is kind of fun. But the shooting in the way in which they shoot races where they speed ramp and shit like that, and you're like right in the cockpit and all that, it's all just like out of that trailer. Like, yeah, I'm not surprised. Like that has already been road mapped in a very, very obvious way of how you do that. And those guys that Drive to Survive, they do that shit for real. Like it's real F1 stuff. So I'm not surprised. I did find out recently that they're making another Top Gun movie. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah. So cool.
Is he doing it? Is Joseph Kosinski doing it?
Yeah.
I mean, look, man, I kind of wanted him to finish finish his conveyance trilogy with something on the water. You know what I mean? We got land, we got air. I mean, I guess we're going back to air, which is fine.
Yeah, we need a boat movie. Yeah, boats don't
we
go.
Need a boat movie.
Yeah, cigarette boat, 2028, shit like that. Escape from Cuba. I don't know, something. Yeah, like that should be his fucking genre of films. Is like he just does modes of conveyance. Like this guy fucking knows.
Yeah,
yeah, or like a spaceship.
Look, man, I had a real good time watching this movie, man. You're gonna love this movie. You're gonna love it.
It's zero doubt about that. Zero doubt. Speaking of a movie I'm gonna love, you saw Jurassic World Rebirth? Am I gonna love it? Because I really like this series. I really don't think it died after Jurassic Park 1. But go ahead.
Here's the thing, though. Like this movie is not Jurassic Park 1. Most movies aren't Jurassic Park 1, right? No. Jurassic Park, the first Jurassic Park, is one of those timeless movies.
Lightning in a bottle.
You can't do it again. Steven Spielberg couldn't do it again.
No,
he tried with the Lost World part, the Lost World, and he couldn't do it. Here's the thing, though. This movie's not great, but let me tell you something, bro.
Is it fun?
You gotta ask yourself a question. Is it better than 2? Yeah. Is it better than 3?
The Lost World?
Yeah. Okay. Is it better? It's better than 2. It's better than 3. Is it better than 4? Jurassic World? Yeah. Is it better than Jurassic World 5 or whatever? Hell yeah. And I didn't see Jurassic Park 6 because Jurassic Park 5 was really bad. But from what I understand, Jurassic Park 6 is really bad.
Is that Dominion? I don't even know. Like
Dominion, the one with the bugs.
Oh, and it bugs. I don't know. I don't know because I didn't see those movies. After the one where the little girl's like, they're clones like me, I was like,
yeah, I'm done. That was 5. I'm done. And I think the one before that, they had dinosaurs as being sold off to villains in an evil bad guy auction.
Yeah, no, that's the one where she's like, they were clones like me.
Yeah. No, get out of here. So this
is the second
best Jurassic Park movie. Look, man,
this series needs to die. It needs to die. It's done. It's dead. It's dead.
And that's the thing. You say that, and the studio knows that. So the whole like point of this is that it's like a soft reboot. Like everything that happened before happened, but it's a soft reboot. And dinosaurs just are on the planet, right? They're walking around, and they're not novel anymore. Right? Then in the beginning of this movie, a dead dinosaur is stuck in traffic, and everybody can't. It's stuck in traffic, so its carcass is in the middle of the road, and they can't move it. Right? And everybody's stuck in traffic. Like that's how normal it is to just live with dinosaurs, right? And most of the dinosaurs can't live in the climate that humans live in. So they've all kind of segregated to around the equator, right? Because where it's, very hot and tropical, they can live there, right? So this movie is set up like a video game, in that a corporation hires Scarlett Johansson to get a team together to get samples from 3 different types of dinosaurs, in order to create a cure for some disease, so that the corporation can, create it and sell it for
Like a
profit.
disease, a dinosaur disease or a human disease?
It's a human disease. I can't remember what the disease.
Shut up, movie. Shut up, movie.
I can't remember what it is, but it's a pharmaceutical company.
Of course it is.
Right, because of course it is.
Fucking AstraZeneca.
For
Jurassic World.
For heart disease.
Yeah, Jurassic World Rebirth brought to you by AstraZeneca. That's fine. Whatever.
So, they hire her to get a team together, and they have to get samples from 3 different dinosaurs: a water dinosaur, a land dinosaur, and an air dinosaur, right?
Brought to you by Joseph Kosinski. Yeah, those are the levels of the video game.
Those are the levels of the video game, right? And Scarlett Johansson goes and she hires Mahershala Ali and some other people who don't have a lot of lines. So I wonder what's going to happen to them. One of them doesn't speak English, so yeah.
But this red shirt on and get out there.
Right, exactly. He might have been wearing a red shirt when he died, too.
Of course he was.
but they have to go to the 3 different levels and get the samples from the dinosaurs, and they hire a dinosaur expert who gets turgid thinking about dinosaurs, and Mr. AstraZeneca is like, hey, I'll pay you to do it, and he's just like, I don't care about the money, I do it for the love of the game or whatever, right? Like he just wants to see dinosaurs in real life because he's like a
but they're everywhere.
Right. but he's like, oh, well, people aren't coming to the museums anymore because like nobody cares about dinosaurs anymore. Meta commentary about the fact that nobody cares about Jurassic Park movies anymore, even though they do, because like these last 3 movies each cost $1 billion.
Right, they all make $1 billion. What the hell are you talking about?
Right, like you don't have to do this weird meta commentary. But the thing with this is that there's a whole subplot that's not in any of the advertising, where the Lincoln lawyer is the guy who plays the Lincoln lawyer in the Netflix show. Mm-hmm. And his family are involved in this. They just kind of get caught up, and they're in the middle of the ocean, and one of the dinosaurs in the water level that they need to extract the thing from, the Lincoln lawyer and his family meet up with him, and they're in trouble. So the mercenary team goes to help, and Mr. AstraZeneca is like, we got a job to do. I hired you to do this. And he's like, this is my boat, and we're going to help these people, right? Because they're mercenaries with a heart of gold. They're money-hungry mercenaries with a heart of gold, guys.
A corporate piece of shit, a bunch of fucking guns for hire mercs, and an innocent family. Gee, I wonder what's the argument here that you're trying to make. All right.
So look, it's all right, man. It's not the best thing in the world, but it was worth a watch. It does get a little bit of that Jurassic Park magic in one scene with the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and involving the family and the Tyrannosaurus Rex, right? Because like these mercenaries are like highly competent, right? Like they're not in any fucking danger, right? They got all these guns and shit. Like who cares about the mercenaries, right? The story should really kind of follow the family, and it only does kind of like halfway, right? But one scene involving the family and a T-Rex is really, really good. Everything else is just kind of like, all right, they have a mutant dinosaur that looks like a cross between like what if T-Rex? What if a T-Rex? They call it a D-Rex because we don't have any ideas, right? And we're all out of naming ideas, right? So they call it a D-Rex, and it looks like a Tyrannosaurus Rex crossed with, remember that video game Bonk, with a little caveman with a gigantic head. He looks like that. He looks like a T-Rex with a bonk head. And it's supposed to be this like real big bad mutant dinosaur, right? Because like that's the thing that Jurassic Park should be talking about. Like man's like obsession with creating life through like, like playing God and not creating life the fun way, but creating life the nerd way by like splicing different genes just to see what'll happen. Like that's what these movies should be about.
Yeah, make some mutants. Make some mutants.
Right. And the dangers of that, right? That's what the movie should be about. Nah, it's just, it's about running away from dinosaurs.
Like, it would be an interesting commentary to do, like, one, I always thought, like, it feels like a weird thing to say, and it may even show up on screen and not work, but it always felt like to me that they were moving towards this idea of like dino riders, right? Like using dinosaurs as weapons, right? Like
what that fifth movie was. That's what that fifth movie
Right. They were auctioning them off to like militaries and shit. Like, keep going. Like, what the fuck,
man? With that.
Yeah, put some rockets on these motherfuckers and go into battle or something. I don't know. Like, does that look dumb on screen? Probably. But we're already through the looking glass. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Do something fun. Or make some mutants that you can control or something like that. Like mutant dinosaurs you can control or what have you, right? And then, like, the idea of, like, Jurassic World Rebirth could be, like you said, like this idea of humans making life in this, like, twisted, fucked up way for, like, weapons and things like that, and to control them. And in the end, the humans cannot stop these mutants when they go crazy or what have you. And what stops them? A fucking T-Rex, right? Like a fucking old school God made it fucking badass T-Rex comes in and fucking bites the mutant thing off, head off. And it's like, oh shit, the regular shit is like the real, like that's the real danger, right? Like that's the fucking alpha or whatever, right? That'd be kind of an interesting concept. Or a better idea is to just stop making these fucking movies, okay? The first movie, like I said, is lightning in a bottle. It is. Because everyone remembers that scene where the audience and the person in the movie is having the exact same experience at the exact same time. When Grant turns that woman's head, his fucking partner's head, and she's like talking, and he turns her head in that Jeep, and she looks up, and she sees, and you as the audience sees dinosaurs for the first time, and you're like, oh shit, dinosaurs are real again. Like, that was my thought when I saw that movie. I was like, how did they make dinosaurs real? Like, I just, like, my brain was fucking blown because it was unbelievable how real it looked. Yeah. Everything after that was like, they're not real, and this feels like they're not real, and I want to leave. Like, that's how I felt.
They're making them look like stupid, like with these mutant dinosaurs. You don't need mutant dinosaurs, yo. Like
you ultimately don't. The dinosaurs are already terrifying. They are,
right. Like they're already like you said, they're already terrifying. And when you make a mutant dinosaur that looks like different from a regular dinosaur, like
it doesn't weirdly connect with your mind.
It doesn't connect with people, right? Like it just man. Like there's a reason why everyone was like, it's the fucking T-Rex, bro. Like, because you connect with that as a child,
right? You've seen the bones and all, right?
So look, they're gonna keep making these movies. This movie is currently sitting at $500 million
Jesus
worldwide. Christ! So if they're probably going to make more of these, I don't know how much it cost. It costs $180 million to
wow, that's pretty low for a fucking Jurassic Park.
That's pretty low, especially when you've got Scarlett Johansson as your lead. Like,
yeah, and two-time fucking Oscar winner Mahershala Ali too. I mean,
those
ain't cheap. Those aren't fucking cheap actors.
Yeah. So it's they're probably gonna make more of these. So get ready for another one. This is
Jurassic World After Birth. Is what I assume the next one's called. Oh, fucking stop making these. Stop making these. They're so bad. They're so bad. All right, that's cool, man. Y'all have fun. I'm out. I'm out. I watched Squid Game 3. If you like Squid Game the first season, you should watch Squid Game second season. It was great. It had a really, really good twist. I don't want to ruin it for you, Micah, because I know you haven't seen it. Are you going to watch it?
I will watch it. I'm trying to get my wife to watch it because that's if I can get her to watch TV with me, I will watch a TV show.
Yeah, Squid Game is really good. And this third season, this is the final season. Yeah, it. I was like, how is this going to end? It was like, okay, that's fucked up. Like that was super fucked up. And the commentary is there as it has always been. And the twists and turns they do, like there's a big twist of how they handle and make the second season's games really fucking interesting outside of like it just being the games, right? Because there's new games and stuff like that. But in how they made them interesting, there's a big twist to that, and it really worked. And how they made the games interesting in the same sort of way in the third one, there's a big twist, and it is equally as compelling because you're like, are we doing that for real? Because that feels fucked up. And they're like, yeah, no, this is Korean television, motherfucker. We're doing it. You're like, okay, Jesus Christ. And then it ends with them basically, and this is not much of a spoiler, but like Squid Game US is coming, right? Like that's the next thing. Right. So I didn't realize because they had already kind of announced that. I didn't realize that it's tied to this like directly. So
I saw the announcement for it, but I thought that was just them, Americans like, oh shit, like this is popular. Let's bastardize it, right?
Yeah. You guys like Parasite?
Screw it.
Right. You like Parasite? Imagine a white guy under a bed. Like, okay, that's fucking weird. He lives in the basement. All right. You got it. No, this is actually directly tied. So that's cool. So I would hope that perhaps some of the actors from this kind of make it into that. That'd be kind of fun.
Or at least the guy that created it, because like the guy that created it, he nobody wanted his script, and Netflix took a chance and they lowballed him, right? And all of a sudden, it's a phenomenon, and now they're like, hey, make another one, and maybe let's not pay you as much.
Nah, I'm gonna need. But yeah, he's good. He's good because they do a really, really good job of keeping you sort of enthralled. They do. So Squid Games 3 is very good. I started watching Smoke. This is the Apple TV series. The first 4 episodes are out now. I think the 5th episode comes out later this week. So it's like actively still running. Smoke is, I didn't realize this, Smoke is based on a podcast, actually. It's a true story. I'm trying to figure out how I want to explain this. The twist is obvious, and that's not the point of the show. The twist is given away in the trailer, right? Like, it is. Spoiler alert, the guy, Taron Egerton, who is an arsonist investigator, or an arsonist specialist, he's the arsonist. Okay, like there's 2 arsonists in the show, right? But the point of the show is about the characters. And
he's like Fire Dexter.
Yeah, right. So it's interesting, right? So this is based on a podcast called Firebug. That the true story is that there had been an arsonist in California for like 10 years that they kept trying to find. And this guy who was an arsonist specialist or expert got into writing books. Like he wanted to be a writer. And so he wrote a story about an arsonist. It was him. And they read the manuscript and they were like, the fuck? Arrest that guy. Like this guy's a criminal, right? Because he's not a very good writer, so he's not that clever, right? But But the show has two. There's actually two arsonists, right? So you don't know who the first one is, right? Who the other one is. Though that again, like that's given away fairly early in the show, like the second episode or the first episode. But so you've got Taron Egerton's character, who's an arsonist investigator, and then you got Journey Smollett, who is brought in. She's like from the FBI or DEA or some shit like that, and she's just a crime scene expert, right? She doesn't know anything about fires. So she's brought in to work with Taron Egerton's character to try to nail down these two arsonists. And it's just interesting because like the very first thing you find out is like Taron Egerton is like, well, normally arsonists, like the psychology of them is they're normally people who feel very small in their own lives. And that's kind of the point of Journey Smollett trying to figure out who this arsonist is and who these two arsonists are. And like her story is connected to fire in some way. Like her story as a kid is connected to fire. And like what's going on with Taron Egerton's character that he feels the need to do these things, right? Like, why does he feel small, right? And so that's, and their connection is like fucked up. Like when you meet him, like Taron Egerton is like a pretty good actor. He's not very good. Like the character itself is not very good at being kind of obvious that he's like a shady person. So you're just like, is he a bad actor or is it like, no, it's the character itself is just like, I don't know what that's all about. Seems odd to me. You're like, dude, you're definitely the arsonist, right? Because he's kind of an idiot, right?
Yeah.
But that's not the twist is not the point. That's just not the point of the show. It's all the shit surrounding it. It's pretty good. And like the fire scenes are fucked up and like a little devastating in some ways, and people get burned, and the reasons they get burned up or attacked are fucked up. And then, they show like, people's skin fall off when they get burned. It's fucked up. Like that scene is like this woman walks out of this fire and like there's a part of her arm is like peels off. I was like, I want to throw up right now. Thank you. Like, good God. But it's good. Like it's a good show. And again, Apple TV fucking killing it. But yeah, don't worry about like, oh, I didn't want that twist. It's obvious if you watch a trailer. Like
I saw the trailer and I was like, this guy's acting kind of weird for
Right. It's not a double twist that he's not the villain. Like he is. Yeah. Like literally Journey Smollett asked his wife, like, do you think your husband's capable of committing a crime? And she's like, yeah. It's like, what kind of crime is he capable of committing? And then it just flashes to him in the bed and he's like smiling at his wife. Like, I was like, yeah, this nigga did it. Beretta did that shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's obvious. But again, that's not the point of the show. But like their connection, Journey Smollett's character and Taron Egerton's connection, going through all of that, that's where the money is. Like that's the really cool part of the story. So I definitely recommend Smoke. It's very good. All right, let's talk about Ironheart real fast, and then we're gonna get into Superman. You finished Ironheart, I assume? Yes.
I did finish Ironheart. It took me a minute. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I was going to watch it, but I wasn't gagging for it. And my brother-in-law sent me a message. He was like, I'm dying to know your opinion of Ironheart. And I said I hadn't watched it yet. I found Riri slightly annoying in Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
I don't think they knew what to do with that character.
There was no reason for her to be in that movie.
Yeah, there literally was no reason for her to be there. But he didn't really care for it. I said, well, let me give it a shot, right? And I was pleasantly surprised. Look, this is a me thing, okay? This is not for any of you who are like really big fans of the show. It's good, but I found it like really annoying because I find it very difficult for me at my advanced age to take people in their early 20s or people in their late 20s playing people in their early 20s. I find it very, very difficult to believe that they are hyper competent. your star, right? Riri, I buy that, right? She's the star. She's a genius.
Yeah, she's a genius. She's a
I
rarity.
buy.
She's a
I
savant.
buy. She's a savant, right? I buy that she is, the one nigga in 10,000, right?
Right.
I don't believe the rest of the crew is that hyper competent, right? I don't believe that that the one girl is like this pyro like expert. Like I find
that whole crew. Oh, that whole crew. Yeah.
The whole crew. I find it difficult to buy that young people are badasses. You know what I mean?
It's a bit hard. It's a bit hard.
And look, that's for me, right? That's me. I'm old, right? I'm in this era where, I find it unbelievable when I find out that athletes are like in their 20s and they look like they're in their 30s, 40s, right? Yeah. But like, it's just me. But once I got past that, the show did something that most shows. The show got better. Like it got better with each episode. So kudos to that. Some of the dialogue was a little like, Yeah,
you old, dog. Like you old.
Yeah,
like,
I'm old AF, bro. Like, yeah. All right. Okay.
Stop shortening words. It doesn't make anything go faster. It's dumb.
Right. Like, just all right. But I do like Riri as a character. There was a lot of discourse around this show, man. And that's another reason why I didn't. Yeah. I mean, yeah, a lot of discourse from this about this, right? And it just, I don't understand why we are not allowed to be real human beings. We're not allowed to be geniuses. We're not allowed to be flawed. We're allowed to be gangsters and shit, right?
They would prefer it.
They would prefer it, right? Like one of the best-selling Grand Theft Autos, one of the Grand Theft Autos that everybody loves is the one with the black people in the 90s, and they're all gangsters and shit. But we should be allowed to be full 3-dimensional characters, and that's what Riri Williams is. She is a 3-dimensional character that happens to be a genius. She is, and people. She made comment about like how, she even says like no disrespect to Tony Stark, but like that dude's a billionaire. Like
people got mad.
People got mad at that, and I don't know why. Like why? Like, and they were like, "Well, Tony Stark built this in a cave with a bunch of straps."
Understand that scene. You don't understand that scene at all. You don't understand that scene at all.
Right? Like it is. Tony Stark had a head start. Like, yes, he's a genius, but it's a lot easier to be a genius when money's no object.
Yeah, we have all the resources in the world.
Right.
You think it's just happenstance that like all of the people who are the most highly accomplished, quote unquote, geniuses in our society, right? You think it's just happenstance that they all go to these high end fucking schools and that their parents all happen to be rich? That's just happenstance? Like, you think it's happenstance that Elon Musk, who I guess is like probably, I know people fucking hate his guts, count me into that group, but he's also pretty fucking smart, right? Like he's a dickhead, but he's also pretty fucking smart. He steals ideas, but he's pretty fucking smart. Mark Zuckerberg, a dickhead, really fucking smart. They all went to elite schools, dude. Like they didn't go to like Joe's Crab Shack Elementary. They didn't. Like they had a level of intelligence and they had the like unlimited resources. You think Bill Gates built Microsoft in his garage? Yeah, and he also got like a $40,000 fucking loan from his parents. Who the fuck has 40 grand to give to their kid just randomly? No, they don't. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Elon Musk's parents had a fucking emerald mine. Like, resources do matter. There's brilliant, unbelievably intelligent kids that come from very poor families. And you know what happens to those kids? They get on the news and someone goes, give that kid all the resources so they can go somewhere. They don't fucking make it on their own. That almost never happens. That never happens. And that's why it's like, oh, that person's really smart in the ghetto. And then they didn't go anywhere. Right? Like they just don't have those resources. I don't understand that. That's weird.
Yeah. So like the discourse, I just didn't understand I understand why it's happening, but I don't understand the discourse for this character. And it goes the other way too, right? Like
designed.
You know, I've seen black people like they didn't like Riri because for essentially the same damn reason, right? Like, oh well, she, you know, why is she running with this crew? Why is she, you know, being a criminal? She should be like, the show tells you, yo, like she needs money. She needs money, and it's a story that it's a fucking trope at this point, right? Like the good kid gets in with the bad crowd to get resources to try and make it out, right? To try and be something better.
That's been on a million fucking TV shows and movies.
It's been in a million TV shows because it's been in a million stories, right? Jay-Z sold crack, right?
Nigga, y'all love Breaking Bad. What do you think that show is about? What do you think that show is about? Like, yeah, a regular nice guy who gets in bed with terrible fucking people, except he can't pull himself out. That's the whole.
That's right. And Riri can pull herself out. Right. We do pull ourselves out, right? Like, so the Riri discourse, I think Riri is a really good character. Yeah. And even at the end, where she makes her deal with the devil.
Yeah.
Right? Like people are like, well, why would she do that? Why would she do that? You got to put yourself in the character's shoes, right? Like,
go ahead.
Like you got to, like, this character is going through this journey of she's essentially has PTSD, and it's exacerbated by this AI that is in the image of her best friend who was taken from her, and you know. She lives in a world of magic, and this guy is like, "Hey, I can bring your friend back. I can, do it." And she's a young person. She's under 25.
Amygdala, come on now.
Right, like it's the same thing with the Asian woman from Sinners, yo. Like people don't understand that, and I just don't. I don't understand how you don't understand.
No. They do understand it. You're pretending to be fucking dumb. You're pretending to be dumb. No, yo, I'm serious. There's no way that you can go, well, why would she, sign on with the devil? One, like you said, she's young.
She don't know it's the devil, guys. Like,
she doesn't know it's... Stop cutting television and movies with your pre-knowledge of the entire Marvel universe and being like, well, everybody knows Mephisto means the devil. Who the fuck knows that? Go out onto the street and just ask someone, be like, excuse me, who is Mephisto? They'd be like, get the fuck away from me. Is that a local magician? What are you talking
Mephistopheles, guys?
Right, exactly.
What the fuck?
Most people, like, unless they're like religious, they would be like, Lucifer, like the TV show on Fox? Like, they don't know. People don't know that shit. Beelzebub? Nobody's gonna fucking know that. Right? So this idea of you cutting comic book movies with your own, like, with reality drives me crazy. Like, it drives me. There is something called suspension of disbelief. If you are having trouble suspending disbelief, and to me, it's not even having trouble, is that you're faking that you can't suspend disbelief just to criticize the show. I hate your entire opinion because I know that you couldn't possibly be that fucking dumb. You can't possibly be that fucking dumb. Some of you are, but like a lot of you are pretending to be dumb. And that's the worst type of dumb, because who the fuck wants to pretend to be dumb, right? Oh, I can't understand why she would do that. Did you watch the show? Look at the context of the show.
Yeah, I just,
it doesn't make sense.
I don't know, man. When I watch TV or read books or whatever, like, I try to put myself I try to make it all about. This is the one time you should be making it all about you, right? Like, and put yourself in this situation and try to understand. Try to understand like where these characters are coming from, and I guarantee you will enjoy things more.
Yeah. You're too busy. You're trying to compare it to the real world. It's not the real world. They don't have fucking AI that you can walk around and, hey, how's it going? Like, that just doesn't exist yet, right? Like, the thing that, give it a minute. But like the whole thing of holding her to this like bizarre standard, and I know people go, it's not because she's black. It is. It's because she's black and because she's a woman. It is. And you know how I know when people are like, well, she's rolling with these like crew of people. Motherfucker, y'all love the Avengers. Scarlet Witch was a fucking assassin. She killed people. She was taken as a kid and trained as a fucking murderous psycho assassin, right?
Yeah.
Hawkeye was doing assassinations as well, okay? When
he was about to kill Thor, dude.
Right. Like, I don't know this guy. Yeah, right? So, but before he got with S.H.I.E.L.D., he was a fucking shady fucking dude, right? We saw that reinforced when the world went to shit. He was like, I'm just gonna go kill some gangsters. Like I'm just gonna go out here and murder people. It's like, bro, that's not how the law works. He was like, I am the law. Okay, so He was a shady fucking dude. Tony Stark was a weapons manufacturer who shipped out blood and guts around the world for cash.
Raytheon, for God's sakes.
Hello.
And like all Republican capitalists, right? Until it happened to him directly.
And then he was like,
that's when he changed his mind.
I should probably not do that anymore, right? So that leaves you with who? The Hulk and Captain America are the only members of the Avengers who weren't pieces of shit before they became Avengers. That's it. That's it. The fucking golden boy and a giant rage monster. And then you can go through all the other parts of the MCU and there are tons of criminals. It's kind of a thing. Ant-Man, all of Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's all Ant-Man is. He's a criminal with a heart of gold.
Right. The Guardians of the Galaxy. They started out in jail. Right. The movie started out, they were in fucking jail. They were doing crimes, and then the entire first act is them escaping a prison. The fuck are you talking about? So this idea of like, why would she run with this crew? Why is it that it's so hard for you to remember the shit that happened in the movies you say you love? They were all shady characters that had an epiphany and then started doing the right things. Oh, look, Riri's so arrogant. I'm sorry. Have you seen Doctor Strange before? Only I can save these people. Oh, my hands. Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about?
Also, arrogance kind of comes with genius, guys. Arrogance kind of comes with genius. Like
it does. Who was more arrogant than Tony Stark? Holy shit. Dude went home and was like, I'm just going to invent time travel, and then came back the next day like, you're fucking welcome. Okay, like, come on. Like it, but the whole point is you don't hold her to the same standard because she's a black woman. That's a fucking fact. And I can argue that against anybody because if you say you like any of the fucking Avengers and any of those people, you are holding them to a different fucking standard. You are. You're holding them to a different standard. It doesn't, like, none of the logic fucking follows. She is a young kid thrown into the situation. And if you go, well, Peter Parker was also done, the same way. Yeah, you're right. Turns out people happen to be different. But Peter Parker also has some fucking shit too. He was getting ready to murder Green Goblin with a fucking goblin glider. He was just going to stab him to death. He had to be stopped by another Spider-Man, right? They all have things that have driven them to the edge to do things that they normally wouldn't have done. That's the point of the characters. That's what makes them interesting. Like, if anything, the one thing you can say about Steve Rogers is that he wasn't driven like that. He was always kind of good. But when did he get super fucking interesting? When he was willing to defend his friend who killed the parents of his other friend. Yeah. That was the moment where you were like, damn, for real? Like, did you know? And he's like, yeah, I knew. And like that caused a massive rift that lasted multiple movies that had to be solved for them to win in the end. That's how pure that character was, and that them going slightly off kilter means so much to all of those characters that even the Golden Boy had to go slightly off kilter for it to work. Yeah. It's called storytelling, and you're not very good at understanding it.
And look, they even say it. The executive producer even says it, right? So one of the executive producers, Sev Ohanian, said Riri would be going down a Breaking Bad like path, similar to anti-heroes like Walter White, and franchises like Walter White from the Breaking Bad franchise and Tony Soprano from the television series. You know, again, because they're young, like. Get out of here. Like, I can't imagine Walter White being like 20, right? But that's a me thing. But the character should be allowed to do that.
Yeah, but look at Jesse. Look at Jesse on Breaking Bad. He was kind of a shady dude in the beginning, but he also has the same similar arc. His
arc isn't really an arc. He starts from one place. He goes up, right? Like
I'm out of here.
Right. But yeah, no, I actually really I like the Riri character way more in this than I do in
100%.
Wakanda Forever. And
she's fleshed out. She's a real person.
She's fleshed out and she's a real person. I like I was not expecting all the magic.
No, not at all.
And I am aware of the Hood. I'm aware of the Hood's powers. I knew he was going to be in it, but I did not realize that this show was going to like feature magic heavily. That's something that is and I enjoyed it. A magic tech suit like that was dope, man. And it's one of the better looking shows.
I thought the CGI and shit for the suit was actually pretty impressive for a television.
I really. This show was way better than I thought it would be. So yeah, if you haven't watched it, you should.
Yeah. And if you're mad at my statements, I don't care.
Oh, don't look in the mirror, bro. Like
what's wrong with you? Like you're holding, and it pisses me off. I don't like when white people do it. I expect it at this point, but I hate when black people do it. Stop holding our characters to different standards. If you didn't like the show, you didn't like the show. I'm not mad at that. I'm not like, you got to like it. And I'm not saying you're a racist or whatever if you didn't like it. But I don't like when people hold characters to different standards, especially when you don't hold black characters to the same standards that you hold white characters in the same universe. That's bullshit. That to me is what bothers me. I don't like that shit. And it happens way too frequently with characters of color to pretend that that's not a thing. Because it is. Or women, by the way.
So real quick, with Mephisto's introduction into the MCU, do you think it will have any repercussions with the later movies? Or is this kind of like something that they just like, hey, we're introducing this character and now we got him in our back pocket. We can pull him out whenever we need him.
So, okay, two things. I think there is a possibility he could have something to do in Doomsday. Possibly. I'm not like calling that as a definitive. Possibly. But the talk is that Midnight Suns is getting like that's churning up a little bit faster now, right? Like that. The talk is that they want to introduce Ghost Rider and some other characters for the Midnight Suns. Potentially in Doomsday. If that happens, the talk is that Mephisto would be the big bad in a Midnight Suns movie. Makes total sense to me. So yeah, by the way, Sacha Baron Cohen, this was told to me a while ago that he was going to be Mephisto, like years ago, because he was supposed to pop up in something else previously, but I guess that got moved around. It's a solid choice. It's a solid choice. I actually like him in this role.
Dude, let me tell you something. Okay. We got Doctor Strange. We got Mephisto. We're about to get Doctor Doom. All right.
Oh, you think they'd go that route?
There is a chance that they could put my favorite Doom story in live action. And if they were to ever do Triumph and Torment, I mean, we could just blow the whole shit up. Like, I don't need to see any more of the MCU. If they could give me that, while I am still young enough to really, really appreciate it, I would go read Triumph and Torment.
I've not read it, but I do know this. I do know about the story.
It's a real good story. It's a real good story with real good characters, and I'm not just saying that as like a Doom guy, but that story is one of the reasons why like I ride for Doom, because it's a really good book, man. It's a really, really good book. It's a really good story. I would love to see it adapted.
All right.
So do it.
There you go. All right. It is now that time, kids. Took us longer to get here than I thought, actually. Okay. So just in case you don't remember, we are going to talk Superman right now. This is going to be a spoiler conversation. If you have not seen Superman, we're not doing any what the fuck stories, trailers, anything. This is just Superman conversation all the way to the end. So if you need to bow out now, now's a good time. Again, we're talking spoilers. All right. Superman, I really, really liked it. I thought it was a lot of fucking fun. It was very cool. I love the idea that Superman saying, like, I'm punk rock. It's like, no, you're not. Knock it off. Maybe just like being a nice guy is punk rock, which is the best message to take away from this movie, right? Yeah. Maybe being a good person is fucking cool. Maybe that's the cool thing to be. Yeah, I enjoyed the shit out of it. I can 100% agree that there are parts of this script I think are a bit muddy, especially in the first act. But like the second and third act was humming for me. And then not that I didn't enjoy the first act, but I can, and I'll talk about it. Like I can definitely see the argument of it feeling muddy in the beginning. And I have a suspicion as to why, or at least my opinion as to why. But overall, I really loved it. I thought it was great. I think it's an excellent start to Gunn and Safran's universe. I really thought it was fun. Your thoughts?
This movie it made me feel good, right? Like I was smiling in the theater, and this movie assumes a lot of the audience. It assumes you know who Superman is. This movie felt like the second movie of a franchise. It felt like a sequel, right? Because like you're in it. You're in it. You get a quick like, hey, 300 years ago, metahumans were discovered. 30 years ago, Kal-El came. 3 years ago, he outed himself as the world's most powerful metahuman, calling himself Superman. Go.
Yeah, 3 minutes, like 3 minutes ago, he just got his ass kicked.
Right, and 3 minutes ago, he just got his fucking butt kicked for the first time. And we're off. Yep. I think this movie is perfectly cast to the point where like, this cast is wasted. You got Wendell Pierce here. I mean, anybody could have played Wendell Pierce. I love Wendell Pierce. Anybody could have played him. Got some of the basically all of the supporting cast not named Jimmy Olsen and Lois Lane were well, I guess technically like the Justice Gang is also considered supporting cast.
Yeah, I don't put them. I know what you're about to say. I don't put them in that group.
Yeah, like the supporting cast is they over deliver, right? Like you hire these people, these great actors, but for these like really small roles, it felt kind of odd and just kind of wasted. But whatever. That's I would have liked to have seen a little more of what the Daily Planet crew could bring to this movie.
Mm-hmm.
But they brought enough. Like this, it's weird, yo. I always complain about the lengths of movies and the movies being too long. I could have used another 15, 20 minutes of this movie, man.
Yeah, I could have absolutely.
Like
it's an hour and 20 or 129 minutes. It's a tight runtime. It really is.
Yeah, it's 2 hours, and that's, I think, part of the reason why, like, a lot of the consensus is that this movie feels either overstuffed or kind of hand wavy a little bit. Mm-hmm. It's not the best. It's not the best scripting. It's not the best, like, plotting. But it moves. It moves, and it hopes that, like, you kind of forget about the fact. Like, if you stop and think, like, well, why would these people immediately turn on Superman when they see this message, who has been helping them for 3 years without, it's all of them except for, like, that one dude. Right. like all of them are like, hey, Superman, you just stopped this kaiju. And then Jor-El gives the Conan speech and is like, and hear the lamentations of their women after you have sex with all of them. Have sex with them. Have sex with all the women there. Breed, Kal-El, breed. Like,
he was
whoa,
like, hell yeah.
down,
he was
bro.
like, hell yeah. I love this message. My mom told me to do it. Super weird.
And then they immediately turn on him. Like, you don't stop to think that, like, maybe it might be fake. Maybe it might. Like, no, they immediately turn on him. And look, I get it. The movie later on is like, Mr. Terrific is like, nah, it's real. And even, like, Lex goes out and he's like, nah, I didn't even have to fake it, right? But anyway, I'm jumping ahead. Look, I'll talk about the positives, man. The cast is perfect. David Corenswert is
I really
excellent.
like that Superman.
He's excellent, man. Look, all these other dudes were, for me, myself, personally, all these other dudes were chasing Christopher Reeves. Mm-hmm. David Corenswert, he's right there, man. He's right there. And I like all the Supermen for different reasons.
He's got a natural way about him.
He's got a natural way, and
it doesn't feel forced.
Yeah, it doesn't feel forced. And like this is the guy. Like, I've seen, like, him do press, and it doesn't seem like he's acting. He's very affable. He's a handsome guy. He's got the right amount of confidence. He looks really happy to be Superman. Mm-hmm. He nails it. I love this guy as Superman. Yeah. Richard Brosnahan is probably the best Lois Lane.
That's Margot Kidder. I mean, Margot Kidder for me is, like, top, but I mean, like, I'm not even mad if you make the argument, like, you prefer Rachel Brosnahan over her. It's like, sure, whatever.
The only reason I like Rachel Brosnahan over Margot Kidder is Margot Kidder, she kind of swoons for Superman. And Rachel Brosnahan, I like tough chicks, man. And Rachel Brosnahan is like, she obviously cares for Clark, but she's not like, like, I don't like that. Like, I don't like that. I want my equal, right?
Yeah.
Look, man,
this guy believes in 50-50. Listen to this guy.
Hey, look at me. I believe
they popped that balloon immediately. Like,
right.
Everyone on that show was this.
I mean, if we both bring $28, $28.
Yeah, what'd you bring? Well,
that's a $50 meal plus tax and tip. Come on now, if you tip poorly.
As I do.
Look, Nicholas Hoult. I mean, come on, bro.
Yo, look, I don't know if you saw. Yo, listen, I really enjoy it. Look, Lex in the comics and Lex on, like, the Superman TV show, played by Clancy Brown. I try not to, at this point, to hope for that version of them, like, in the movies, right? Yeah. Because those are just two wildly different styles of that character. I did not like Kevin Spacey's Lex Luthor. I fucking hated it. I love Gene Hackman just because it's just classic, right? It's just like that was just what I grew up on, right? So like,
and I think Kevin Spacey was trying to do a Gene Hackman,
and that's
like Superman. Yeah, Superman Returns is supposed to be the continuation of the Christopher Reeve story.
Right, which is, I mean, in fairness, Brandon Routh looked just like Christopher Reeve. It was kind of amazing.
He did, but yeah, Kevin Spacey. I don't think he got the memo.
Yeah, like I would have preferred, like, okay, you want to continue that story, whatever. I would have preferred, like, if Kevin Spacey had played Lex like Frank Underwood, like that could have been fun. Like that could have been like that would have super worked. But I didn't care for his. Again, Gene Hackman is was just a classic. It is what it is. Nicholas Hoult and then Jesse Eisenberg fucking hated it. It's just a zero. Fucking
you almost forgot about it. Like that. Yeah. That's how much it didn't matter.
Fucking zero. Did not care for it at all. I understand what they were trying to do. Like, oh, that's what a young mogul would. I get that. No. I didn't think Jesse Eisenberg was good for that, and I think Jesse Eisenberg is a great actor. He's a lot of fun to watch. Did not care for that performance, or him in the role. I'll say that. Nicholas Hoult, my favorite way of explaining how well he did in this role is that somebody photoshopped Nicholas Holt's face on Kendrick Lamar on the cover of the GNX album. And I was like, you know what? That's perfect. Because he is a fucking hater. He is the biggest fucking hater of Superman. And it's perfect. It's because that's exactly what Lex should be. However you want to interpret him, he fucking hates Superman. He's like, this guy is taking all the attention away from human beings and mostly me. Right. And then I love how he's like, you're jealous. And he's like, yeah, I am. I am full of jealousy. I am the biggest fucking hater. Like, he is. And he's brilliant. He's a piece of shit. He's such a piece of shit. He locks his ex-girlfriends up in a pocket universe because he's a prick. Like, he's exactly what Lex Luthor would be. Of course. So I loved his portrayal. I thought people were like, "Oh, it's over the top." Lex Luthor hates Superman so much he builds a power suit to fight him. Yeah, he's a bit over the top. Like, he is.
Yeah, you know who else is over the top? The real life weirdo mogul who's incredibly narcissistic, right? It is not a coincidence, at least to me, that Lex Luthor has parallels to Elon Musk, right?
Oh, 100%.
He's got a legion of people who follow who follow him, right? Like he's got people who work for him, but like they're true believers, right? Like people, and just like Elon Musk, right? Like he's got his defenders, no matter what dumb shit Elon says. He's got people to defend him. He wants to be the center of attention, particularly when it comes to anything technological, right? Like he wants to be the guy that the government has to come to in order to, the subtext is text, right?
I mean, and there's a quote about Elon Musk. It says, Elon Musk says he does want to save the world, but only if he can do it.
And that's what Lex Luthor is, bro.
Lex Luthor is, yo.
That's what Lex Luthor is. So no, it isn't. It's over the top, but like, not really.
Like, is it though? Like, is it? Oh, he has a bald head. Is that the difference?
And Nicholas Holt's portrayal of this Lex is just amazing, man. Like, because he goes for it. He goes for it. And I was worried, man. I was worried that he was going to try and be like too cool for school, right? Because like you see him in that tuxedo with the gun. Like, I'm like, what the fuck is this James Bond shit? Like, that ain't Lex Luthor. Nah, this is Lex Luthor, man. This is Lex Luthor. You know, I didn't start a war so that I could get resources to make Lutherville or whatever. I started a war so I can get resources to kill your ass.
Yeah, which is one of the wildest fucking things. Like, no, not for money. I solely wanted the resources so I could kill you. Dude, what is your fucking problem? Jesus Christ. Which is just really fun, right? Like that is just a really fun way of playing that character. That was just really, I really had a good time with that. I'm trying to think. Eddie Gathegi as Mr. Terrific. Look, Terrence has not seen the movie at this point. Terrence, this is you if you were a superhero. Okay, like 100%. Like, are you smiling? I am smiling. Like, I like the second they started into how his character was going to be, I was like, oh, it's Terrence. I know this person. He's great. He's having fun by being this like that scene at the end where they're like, do you need any help? He was like, I'm Mr. Terrific. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like,
do I need any help? I'm goddamn Mr. Terrific.
Like,
fuck out of here, man.
Fuck out of here.
Like his like him being the smartest person in the room and totally exacerbated by it is it's a wonderful dynamic. It's a great dynamic.
Like,
and it's,
you guys are getting on my fucking nerves.
These white people are getting on my goddamn nerves, right? Like that's what that shit is, right? And I love it. Look, I know of Mr. Terrific, and the only like really experience I've had with him is through the animated show. He's a little different, and I like this version a lot better. He gets a really good standout scene, action scene, where he gets to fucking kick ass and take names, a lot of ass, and yeah, he was great, man. He was great. I had a feeling that character was going to be a standout character, and yeah, he is. And also, you know, for Terrence when and Brad if he listens, and for Terrence when he listens to it, another dark skinned man. Another dark skinned man. I saw an Instagram reel of a dark skinned man who was commenting about the dude playing Green Lantern, and he's like, oh, they always do this. They always do this. They always cast.
I turned that reel off immediately.
Yeah, I was like, "What are you talking about, bro? Like, what are you talking about? Like, if anything, there's too many dark skinned niggas in these movies, right? Like, you know, like, and Brad made the point, like, because we were naming them, right? We were naming them like. His Idris Elba is in these DC movies, and Sam Jackson and Anthony Mackie and like people who are dark, who are your shade or darker, right?
Yeah, and actually it's most, dude. And even Brad was like, wait a minute, they replaced Terrence Howard with Don Cheadle. Like, what are you talking about? They didn't even go the same color. They were just like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah.
So what are you talking? Like it's the opposite of you're black. It's the opposite of you're a black woman. If you're a black woman, you know, they want you light bright, but no, if you're a black man, nah, yo, they want that dark skin like that dude that looks like a locked character on a select screen, right? Just all black. Like, that's what they want in Hollywood.
Yo, that's wild. The locked character in a select screen. That's pretty good. It's like when you choose number 23 in like an old NBA game. It's like,
right.
This is a ball-headed, very dark individual. No, it's really interesting because I think the lights, like choosing light skinned male actors, I think that's true. I think that used to be true, but I don't think it is. I don't think that still holds
like 30 years ago.
I don't even know if I'd say 30 years ago, but like in the comic book genre, like that's 100% not true, right? Like it just isn't true. But I would largely make the argument, like in Hollywood in general, in the last like 10 to 15 years, like that's not true, right? I saw a thing yesterday that I was shocked by this. It was, what is like top 5, like it was like a survey of women. It was like top 5 foreign, like American women were surveyed, like of all races, I assume. And it was like top 5 like foreign men, you know, which countries do you find attractive? Top 5, right? Nigeria was number 1. I was like, really? Wow. I was shocked by that, right? I just assumed it'd be like Italy or some shit, right? Because white.
Yeah.
Nah, like dark skinned Nigerian niggas are getting mad love. So like, good for them. So I saw that and I was just like, swipe. Like it's like that's not.
Like, you don't know what you're talking about, yo.
Like that's not true. He can be a very extreme. I know who you're talking about. He can be a very extreme person. Like I'm like, I agree with that. Wow, that second reel, I do not agree with this. This is
right.
Settle down.
Like Jesus Christ, bro.
Take it easy.
But yeah, look, Eddie Gathegi is great in the movie. I can't not talk about Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner. Look, I can't wait to see what this universe does with Green Lanterns, man. I'm super excited for it. Nathan Fillion, he's having fun. He gets the character. They James Gunn obviously gets this character. This character is an asshole with a heart of gold, man. Like he's very abrasive, but like, once he is your friend, like he will ride for you. And that's this character, man. And he had a real good time with it. The woman that played Hawk Girl,
from Last of Us.
Yeah, Isabella Merced.
Sure.
She didn't really have much to do, man. She got to do what apparently every Palestinian wants to do. But she didn't really, she didn't really do anything, which is a little disappointing.
Superman wouldn't kill anybody. I'm not Superman. It's like, oh shit. Oops. Good. Fuck that guy. Oh, he seemed like a stand-in for Benjamin Netanyahu. Really? What gave it away? Okay, what gave it away? Who cares? Good. It worked out great. Fuck that guy.
And Metamorpho, like parts of the script felt very, very, very contrived, right? Like Metamorpho being there, his only reason for being there was to supply kryptonite, right? Like they needed to weaken Superman somehow.
Yeah,
and you can do it with kryptonite, and that was like his whole purpose for being there. I feel like, I can't. I've never written a movie before, but some of the movie felt contrived. Like, okay, I got these characters, I got to fit them in somehow, right? It could be very ham-fisted at times, the movie.
Yeah,
but
I agree with that.
But overall,
and by the way, Anthony Carrigan, I thought was good. Like that.
Yeah, he was good.
Stuff was good.
Yeah. It looks good. He was good in it. Look, everything. The movie made me feel good. And, slight story issues aside, it's been a long time since like I've come into I've gone in and come out of a movie, particularly a comic book movie, where I'm like, this is like I'm riding high,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like it even Thunderbolts, which I liked. I mean, that was about depression, bro.
Right. It's hard to be like, woo. All right.
Yeah. This was a feel good movie, man, and I am very, very excited. Too much dog.
Agreed.
And that's not me.
No,
yeah, that's not me being a dick. Too much dog, and the dog was like Dogus Ex Machina at some points, man. Like, I don't need all that. I don't need.
Yeah,
all that,
I would say 40% less dog would have been fine, right?
Yeah,
even 50%. I like, my thing is, yeah, I agree. Some of the scripts, some of the parts seemed a little bit ham-fisted, right? Like you were just trying to get Metamorpho in there, right? And I think Gunn wants to have more of the universe fleshed out, right? Like going into this movie, he wants to have more of the universe fleshed out. He wants to have more characters so that Superman doesn't show up and he's the only character. And then you have to fucking slowly but surely, here's Wonder Woman, here's Batman. You know what I mean? And then you're like, all right, cool. It's been 7 movies and we have 7 characters, right? Like that kind of sucks. You want to just get moving. So I actually understand that. And that to me, you mentioned something in the very beginning, which is Gunn assumes a lot of his audience. Like, the Superman story and stuff like that. it's funny to me. Like he said that there are 3 things in the universe he never like needs to never needs to see, which is like Batman's parents get killed, Superman, coming to Earth on a rocket, and I forget what the other one is. But it was
Spider-Man getting bit.
Oh, yeah, Spider-Man getting bit, right? Like it's just these things don't need to be shown on screen anymore, which is valid, right? Like Marvel didn't do that with Spider-Man. It's like, look, we've rebooted this fucking thing twice already. Like, just who Spider-Man is. And so he doesn't do the ship coming from Krypton to Earth either. And I'm fine with that. But what ends up happening is there's a lot of things where he ends up explaining things where like he still can't move totally away from telling you a bit of the origin story just because it is required by just general storytelling. So that first act has a lot in it, right? Like there's just a lot. Even if he's not showing these things, there's like a little bit of unnecessary like exposition that happens. And some of it's spread out, not just in the first act, but kind of spread out throughout. But you just kind of have to do it, even though everyone knows that story. You just kind of have to be like, well, who are his parents? And oh, these are his other parents. Like you still have to do that. And it's weird because it feels like you shouldn't. But there are people who don't know who Superman is, like young people who like are just coming up watching comic movies, like little kids, right? Like my daughter doesn't know the Superman story, but if you want to ingratiate them, you don't necessarily show it, but you do have to tell it. Like you still do. Like as silly as that is, you still have to tell it. And I think people forget that, right? They only assume like, yeah, everyone's an adult who's seen this. Like, no, they're not. Like, there's probably a lot of kids seeing this movie. So it gets a little heavy in that exposition. It kind of weighs it down. But once it gets through all of that, as it's telling the story, then it's like, all right, we're free of that shit. All right, let's fucking get moving. And once it gets moving, it really just, it's running at a clip. But he's trying to do so many things to kind of put the universe in order. I have to imagine anything coming after this movie is going to feel much lighter and like in tighter of a script because it doesn't have to do that. Like the fact that you already know metahumans exist. Like everyone is just like taking selfies and doesn't really give a fuck that like the dinosaurs laying in the street because it's just common to them. Right? Like, it's like, oh, Superman's on it. Like, okay, like, who cares? Oh, Superman bought a hot dog off of that guy's car. Of course he did. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, it's just normal, right? So, seeing the Justice, the Justice Gang or whatever, it's not a big deal to people. They're just like, oh, there's a giant kaiju. It's just not a big deal. Like, why wouldn't you get out of the street? Because the shit happens every day. Like, who the fuck cares? So, I have a feeling that those things are going to get tighter and tighter as the world progresses. I'm trying to think of some other things I was thinking about, like the war between the two countries. Not hard to understand.
Like, come on, yeah.
I fucking just beat you over the head. But at the same time, people were like, "Oh, that's offensive." If you saw that story and you were like, "I side with the other guys," that's a fucking you problem, my man. Like, it is. That's a you problem. That's weird.
One of the more interesting things is when Lois is interviewing Superman, right? And you see it in the trailers. It's actually very early in the movie. Yeah,
it's a long scene actually too.
It's much longer than the trailer would suggest. It was such an interesting conversation, and it's such an interesting like idea. And I would have liked to have seen Superman kind of wrestle with that for a bit. He's so singular focused on, well, I have to do good because like it's the good thing, it's the right thing to do. But he doesn't even think about he doesn't think about his actions, right? Like that's this Superman's problem, right? This Superman's problem is that like I'm going to do good and people will like me. But he doesn't think about, he has no forethought, right? Like he's a little more brawn than brain, right? To like use parlance of the movie. And that his actions, no matter how good or noble, have consequences. And I would have liked to have seen him wrestle with that, but we kind of drop it because we immediately go to oh, well, everyone turns on Superman because the message got decoded and released by Luthor. So now he's got to, think about like, oh, well, I guess I got to turn myself in. And which was another scene. There was another scene where he's like, yeah, I gotta turn myself in. And he's talking to Lois. It's the scene from the first shot that we ever got from him where he's putting his boots on. There's something going on in the background. That's a really, really good, quiet scene between the two of them. It's a character scene, but it's slightly undercut by all the fucking nonsense that's going on in the background. And I just kind of like, that was not, I get the juxtaposition, right, of something serious with something wacky in the background. Right. But it's not, I don't think that was the right time for something like that.
It pulls your attention unnecessarily.
Yeah. And like James Gunn does characters very, very well. And I want to be focused on those characters. And I, having, this intimate conversation, like, like he just told her he loves her, like, and he's like, well, what did you mean? Why you didn't think this would work out? Like, this is a real like moment between these two characters. And here's Green Lantern with a giant bat, and something in the background, like, all right, I get it, right? But at the same time, like, where's the tone, right? Like let's kind of focus a little bit.
Yeah, I would have. I like that. I like that background scene. Like it's funny. That would have been a really good moment where they're just like, it's the end of the movie and they're having dinner and like he's like, hey, I'm making dinner. Let's make up for our anniversary that we didn't, that didn't go so well because earlier. He's like cooking dinner and like this shit's going on outside and it's like a light conversation.
Yeah, like, do you need to
go and do that? Like, no, that's not a big deal. And he's just like, oh, would you like some wine? Like, that would have actually been a funny like way to kind of end it, where it's a light thing, but you like still see these characters like doing wacky shit. Like that would have made more sense, right? But again, I understand the juxtaposition, like you were saying. But it does pull you. It pulls your attention where like you should be hard focused on what they're saying. I'm trying to think who else.
So I like the idea of Lex hating everything that Superman is, but being a massive hypocrite and cloning Superman because he's A-okay as long as he can control it and he gets the credit. Mm-hmm. Right? Like that's his thing, right? Like he doesn't, that's his whole reason for Planet Watch. He created his own Superman. And he has the engineer. As long as he's A-okay with metahumans, like that bullshit about like, oh, well, metahumans are going to be the end of regular humans, right? And no, but like most tech billionaires, like he's A-okay with it as long as he can control it.
Yep, exactly.
And I appreciate that the hypocritical nature of this character.
Yeah.
I like that the movie is a little more sci-fi than you would think.
Holy shit, is it? He like somebody complained, they were like, this movie is too comic booky, and someone like commented on there like, this is how far your criticism has gotten stupid. It's a comic book movie.
Yeah, this comic book movie is too comic book.
Like that's the whole fucking point. But Gunn knows what he's making, right? He's not trying to make a movie that's some like grounded thing. It's in the universe where metahumans are fucking walking around for 300 years. That's the point. And it is very sci-fi. There's pocket universe. Like they're not edging into this shit. They're just straight into it. Like the wild thing is when they go into the pocket universe, they're on that like little sled that's being dragged around. Who is this like creepy alien that's pushing it around? They don't even explain it. Like it's just some metahuman or whatever that he has down there. It's just, they don't bother explaining it because at this point, you're just in this world and you as the audience are just getting pulled across into this world. And it's like, you'll figure it out, bro. Like, we got a lot of shit going on. We're not going to have time to explain it all. We'll get to it. Like, you're just going to like learn shit as you watch these movies. But the world just exists. And it's not that crazy of an idea because we watch movies all the time and they don't have to explain to you what a gangster is. They don't have to explain to you what crime families are. You just get dropped into a world. It just seems odd because it's like sci-fi or whatever. But Star Trek doesn't do that. They just drop you into that world and you're just like, this is a fucking Klingon, bro. And you're just like, oh shit, that's what a Klingon is. What's a Klingon? What are they talking about? But you just, as things go on, you just figure it out. You just learn the language of the universe. So I just found that to be really fascinating. I was like, wow, they are really super leaning into the sci-fi aspects. Another thing that you said that I want to touch on, because I think it's going to have future implications. You said that like this Superman is like he's more brawn than brain, right? Like as Lex says, right? Like brains win every time. I think that's on purpose, right? Superman isn't the strategist. He's the fist, but he ain't the strategist. Yeah. There's a leader of the Justice League. It ain't Superman. Okay, like
he's not a dumb character, right? Like right. I don't mean to say that, right? Like I'm not saying that's what you're saying. I'm saying, but he's not a dumb character, but like he ain't a genius, bro. He ain't Batman. He certainly ain't Mr. Terrific,
right?
He's but Superman is also, at least this interpretation of him, the way I see it, he is also like. He knows what he's good at, and he takes a little bit of pride in it, right? Like, I mean, like he follows himself, like he looks at social media, right? Like he and
it bothers him,
and it bothers him, right? Because he's got ego, right? He's like an athlete, bro. He's like, athletes are. They're cocky and they're arrogant because you kind of have to be a winner, right? But they also have like fragile egos and feelings, and that's what this guy has, right? And he's looking at social media. I love the fact that social media is run by Luthor, and it's essentially a bunch of monkeys or bots, like just creating shit.
Yep, just creating outrage. Right. Wonder what they're trying to do. And by the way, and as somebody made this point, I think it was like Movie Bob, and this is a very, very good point. Like, it's also a commentary on Gunn, right? Because Gunn was railroaded by a bunch of right-wing. Like, he went through that shit. He got railroaded by Cernovich, who is a right-wing psychopath, and made up a bunch of bullshit about him, right? Like, he got railroaded through all of that, and he dealt with that by all this crazy internet outrage and all this other shit where people pretended not to understand things, right? They again, it's not that all these people are dumb. They're pretending to be dumb to try to
They're
make
being obtuse, man. They're being obtuse, and it's fucking annoying.
Yep. Like, we literally, by the way, you know what the new thing is? The new obtuse thing? Like, not to bring it too much about politics. Like, right now, Republicans are like, no, we don't want to talk about the Epstein shit, right? Democrats tried to push a vote to be like, no, you need to release the client name and all this other shit. Republicans are like, Democrats want the government to release a bunch of child pornography in public. Like, you're just being obtuse, yo. You're pretending not to understand what they're saying, yo. I was like,
all right, they literally ran on it. They literally ran on this is what we're going to do. Come on,
right?
Man.
But they're trying now to say these other people are calling to release child pornography to be let out in the public. You know that's not what they're asking for. Like, you know that. Like, you're pretending to be dumb just to make a point. So, like, I agree with you. Like, the monkeys are just screaming, poop throwing idiots who make up bullshit to farm outrage on the internet, which is largely exactly what happens, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, look, Gunn clearly has things to say about, internet culture and, foreign relations and foreign wars and things like that. Like, hey, man, if you're mad about it, put on a cape and get super mad. Like, because Gunn clearly doesn't give a fuck. He just does not give a fuck. And clearly the people at WB also don't care. would you think the first time they saw it was in the theater? Like they were like,
Right.
what? Who are these characters? What could they like? They get it, and they were just like, yeah, no, that's fine. So yeah, good. I love it. I thought it was great. So yeah, I mean, I look forward. I saw Gunn made a comment that all of these movies are going to have a different feel, right? Which is an interesting thing to do coming out of Marvel. That will definitely set it apart. Hopefully that doesn't go too far. Like they don't feel so out of left field that like, how are these even going to connect?
I worry about tonal whiplash.
Right. You have to, for all this shit people give Marvel, it does have to follow some thread. Otherwise, like you said, you get tonal whiplash. You're like, the fuck are we talking about right now? Right. Like it just doesn't make sense. But I'm sure Gunn will figure out and Safran will figure out what that means for them. Right. It's like this movie's grounded. It doesn't mean there won't be super heroics or space magic. So you don't have to take it so literally. But I'm very interested to see how they play Batman because, somebody in our Discord was like, they watched the Batman right after they got home from watching Superman and they could see like how it could totally work. And if Pattinson was a bit older and like had a kid, yeah, it might. It could potentially, like, they are about his opposite, right? Like they literally are about his opposite. It could work. I mean, it's not going to. That's not what they're doing, but it'll be interesting to see how they play it. Like, because he's so bright and so like, I still believe that you can figure this out, Lex. Like at the end, as he wants to like throw him through a wall, right? He so believes in like the goodness of human beings, even when they're trying to kill him. It'll be interesting to find a Batman and to make it as a guy who's like, yeah, I don't believe that. Like, I'm not going to kill you, but I don't believe in necessarily the goodness of people. I believe that people are easily corruptible and you have to take them down. Like, that's the whole point. But if you're gonna put these characters together and you're gonna do it right, just make, like, when those two characters get together, I want a world's finest. Like, just do that. They don't need to be fucking enemies.
You're gonna do that. Yeah.
Just do world's finest.
I at this point, for me, his Batman already exists, and they've met each other. Like there's a Gotham off ramp in the movie, right? Like right. That you see in the movie. So this Batman's already established. They probably already know each other.
Yeah, he's been around for 3 years.
Right. I can't imagine that we're gonna get like an introduction between the two of them. You know what I mean? Like, I think that one day we're just going to, I don't know if it'll be Superman 2 or whatever, but Batman will just be there, right? Like, he'll just make a call, or Bruce Wayne will show up in at the Daily Planet for some strange reason, right? Like, yeah. I'm very interested to see where this place goes. James Gunn has come out and said, look, we're not going to hold this to some sort of, rigid structure or anything. All the scripts have to be approved by him before they kind of make a move. Mm-hmm. Supergirl is going to be the next one.
It's already done.
There you go. And I would do Supergirl, then I would do Wonder Woman, and save Batman for last.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Just to, because, you put Batman in anything, it's going to sell, right?
Yes. It's like a fucking jet movie directed by Joseph Kosinski. Like,
right.
Yeah.
It's a fast vehicle movie directed by Joseph Kosinski. Right? Like,
you going to watch it? I'm going to watch it twice.
I'm going to watch it. But I think you really need, if Supergirl hits, I think you really need to go into Wonder Woman immediately.
Why do you believe that?
Because I think you need to ride that wave. If Supergirl can hit, Wonder Woman is a character with a much bigger profile. And I just, yeah, but like, that's it, right? Like we need that washed out of our brains. right? Like that first Wonder Woman movie was fine. I really enjoyed that first Wonder Woman movie. That second one and her stint in the Justice League. Look, I told you this privately. I'm not ashamed to say it publicly. I'm very, very happy that it is socially acceptable to make fun of Gal Gadot's acting because it's horrible.
She's horrible.
It's horrible. Jesus Christ.
Max Lord, you're tearing the world apart.
Oh, no. All right, yo. All right.
Like, sit down. Shut up. I did see a funny joke where they were like, when she saw that this Superman was saving Palestinians, just like, Kal-El, no. Oh, that's funny. But yeah, look, I'm not mad at that. We do get our first look at Supergirl. She looked good in the costume. I thought the costume looked good.
She does. There's something about this Millie Alcock. I don't know what it is. It's one of those things like I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't know. She was good in
House of the Dragon,
Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, but I don't know. There's something about her face. She's a pretty girl.
Like bad? Is it an interesting face?
I don't know. It's interesting. Like,
what is her name? Allie
Milcock or something like that?
Yeah. I'll look it up. Yeah,
or Millie Alcock? I don't know.
Millie Alcock. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just see her as like a kid.
Yeah, she looks like a kid, man. But there's something about her face. She looks easy to draw. She ain't got no lines on her face.
Yeah. She don't have enough details in her face. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
She really doesn't. Yeah, she really doesn't.
That's what I'm saying, man. And it just is.
That's like the girl from Game of Thrones or Last of Us. She's like a mad, easy face to draw.
Yeah, she's got a real easy face to draw. She don't have lines on her face.
It's because she's young. She ain't been through shit. Like that's what it is. Yeah. Yeah, she's a pretty girl, but yeah, she really like her face is like flawless. Like there's not a single wrinkle.
Yeah, it's like face or something. You know what I mean? Like it looks like she's wearing a mask. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The mask of youth. Ugh.
Yeah.
Get some lines in your face. Come on.
Yeah, grow up.
Grow up,
Millie Alcock. So you can play Supergirl. Grow up. So you can play Clark Kent's younger cousin.
Yeah, it's a really weird storyline. Yeah, she's only 25. She was born in 2000. Jesus Christ.
All right. Maybe it's just me being old.
No, it's just me being 100% us being old. Yeah. Why is Millie?
Yeah, I'm not speaking ill of this girl. She's just
mad young.
She has an easy face to draw.
Yeah. That's wild. Yeah. Yeah, even on House of the Dragon, just no wrinkles. Like I feel like the Kardashians would kill for her face. They probably have. So yeah, no, I thought she looked good in the costume. I like the idea that's going to be a space adventure movie, like full on. I mean, Superman even says like she likes to go to planets that are powered by red suns so she can get drunk. Like she's got like I feel like this is like a young girl out in the world partying, and then she's gonna run into Lobo, and that's gonna be like her first real fucking test, right? That's what this feels like to me, which is kind of cool because I feel like they should let Jason Momoa play that character like he played his character in the Fast movie that Vin Diesel hated, that everyone thought was great. Just let that guy. I would just be like, hey man, do that, but like wear this makeup. Just like fucking do that. Like have fun.
Yeah. Do that and have fun.
If he's able to like cut loose like that, that's gonna be a good time. That's gonna be a good time because she's a good dramatic actress. Like she held her own on House of the Dragon. I thought she was actually really quite good. But yeah, having him as just like this fucking wild card that she has to deal with, that could be fun. That could be fun. And it'll be interesting to see, like, I imagine a Supergirl story being like a bit of a coming of age, right? Like, again, she's like out partying, drinking, probably, you know, just being a bit wild because she's got superpowers and like, I can just do what I want type of shit. And she just has never come up against anybody where it's ever really been a problem, right? Kind of like Clark, right? Like, this is the first time he's fighting somebody he actually loses, right? So a little bit of that same kind of story. But for her, this is like really her first real problem that she's going to have to deal with. And that's what growing up is, right? Right around 25, then you start having like real bills and shit. Like you got to deal with real shit. And here comes Lobo to be like, oh yeah, he seems fun. No, it turns out this guy's a real fucking problem. And he's going to put you through your fucking paces and make her a real hero.
Yeah. I haven't read the story that it's based off of, but it's my understanding that Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow starts off with her like in a drunken stupor. So that's kind of why.
Cool.
That's kind of they're setting that up that way. So yeah, I'm interested in it.
Yeah, I don't. What's the release date for this?
Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow is June 26, 26.
Okay, so next June. Okay, that's fair. So that's a bit of a ride for DC, right? Like Superman, and like that's it, all the way till next year.
Hey man, look, good. I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
you know, I could use 2 of these a year. 2 of these a year.
That's enough.
That's enough.
Wait, are you saying from DC or from Marvel?
From like DC. Two from DC and 2, maybe 3 from Marvel. That's it. That's all I need.
Because Marvel's a bigger machine, right? Like they can, like to me, 2 from DC, 2 from Marvel, and a show from Marvel. That's enough. That's enough. Like I don't even need 3 movies. Just 3 things Marvel does. 3 a year is fine. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm interested. I'm pretty sure Tom King is actually working with them on Supergirl. Like I'm pretty sure he was like working on the script for that. So that's cool. So he's definitely involved, but we'll see. I'll try to see if I can. I have not read Supergirl World Tomorrow, and it is one I would like to read. So maybe I'll see if I can pull that down.
Well, you got a year.
Buy it
to legally buy it and read it.
Sure. That's what I'm planning on doing. I know what you're planning. All right. That is it for us. Hopefully that was a good conversation. I hope you enjoyed that. So we're back. All right. So we will see you guys next week for another episode.
See you.